I'm C.M. Coleman and welcome to C.M. Coleman Home. Today we are starting a first part of a several part series where I'm going to be taking recipes from a new cookbook that I got. And the cookbook is called the Unexpected Cookbook, an unofficial Hobbit cookery cookbook by Chris-Rachael Oseland. Now we're going to make a pie crust or a crust. This is a really cool crust because, much like me, it's more of the hearty kind of crust where it's not delicate and flaky. This is meant for a second breakfast when you're going off on your adventure if you're a hobbit. So, how we're going to do this is, we're going to start with 2.5 cups of flour, to which I add 2 tablespoons of sugar, and that's raw sugar I'm using, and then 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. If you're using regular salt, I do believe you want to go for way less, like a teaspoon. I mean, way more, like a teaspoon. I'm just going to whisk this together. You could use your hands, but I want to do this way. Then, once that's together, I have 1/2 cup of butter, and I just put my salt out everywhere. And the butter is at room temperature. And there's a reason for that. If you use cold butter, you're going to get a nice flaky crust. We don't want a flaky crust, we want a hearty crust. Now what I'm doing with my fingers right now is I'm working that butter into the flour, and I want to work it all the way through. And I'm going to take some time with this. I might do some time lapse, who knows. I have that option to do. But I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is to do. It is really cool. And I am working this really, really well. Now the other part about this is a crust where once it's made, we'll put it in the refrigerator and we'll refrigerate it until we use it. We're going to use it for a couple different things, but I don't want to tell you what exactly those are right now. You have to tune in later on in the week to find out what those will be. Don't forget, on Saturday, before you get up probably, or before you go to bed, depending upon how late it is you go to bed, you're going to find that we will have a sweets recipe. And I do believe this Saturday, the sweets recipe uses this crust. So that's sort of exciting. Alright, right now, my crust is pretty well, you can see it's crumbly, and it's sort of like fine breadcrumbs, and that's the texture that you want. You want it to be like fine breadcrumbs, because to that I'm going to add water. Now, this is 1/2 cup of water. I know it looks like a full cup. That's because there's ice cubes in it to make sure that it's cold water. So I'm going to throw that in there, and I'm going to use my fingers because, well, that's what I like to do. I want to get my hands down in there. That's a great way to work this. You don't want to overwork it, but you want to get it so it pulls together into a crust. So I just added a little bit of water there. I'm going to add a little bit more. And it's just like making a pie crust. And that's exactly what you're making. So we're going to work this in a little bit more. And the reason I'm using my hands is because I want to feel the texture of it. I want to see it come together and I want to feel it. There we go. And how much water you use will probably depend upon your day. Today, outside, as I look out my window, it is a cold, wet, rainy day. Actually, it's not rainy, it's snowy. I'll admit that. It's a snowy day. And there's fog rolling in at the time. So, I don't know if I'll use the whole 1/2 cup or not. But it is coming together nicely. And I'm just kneading this until I get the disc that I want. At one point I will put this out on the counter, and that's a marble slab that has been chilled. Alright, just a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to make sure it comes together. Nice. Okay, I'm going to turn this out onto the counter so I can have a little bit more room to work with it. As you can see, it's still pretty crumbly, and we want it to hold together a little bit better than that. So, make a little well, put in a little bit more water, just sprinkle that over it. You notice how I'm using my fingers to distribute the water so it's not all in one place? And it gets a little slippery on the slab. Oh, that's coming together great. Now the nice part about this cookbook, the Unexpected Cookbook, is the fact that it uses really rustic recipes, and they look rustic. They have that nice rustic taste that you would imagine that a Hobbit, who isn't fine and refined and a noble person, would have. Alright, I'm going to hit it with just a tiny bit more water, and I think I'm going to put this more on my hands than on the actual dough. Oh, if you don't have a marble board, I suggest you get one, or some sort of stone, because wow, that makes all the difference in the world. Alright, now it has come together. Notice how great it's come together? Wow, that is fantastic. I'm not going to overwork this, but there we go. I'm going to form this into a disc. Well, I'm going to put it into a ball. Put this into my refrigerator, and that's our rustic crust. Really easy, really fast, and later on in the week you're going to see how we use this. But for right now, there's your rustic crust. If you like this, you're going to want to stick around. Trust me, you are going to want to stick around for this one because it becomes really, really cool. I'm CM Coleman, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like. Also, you can favorite and share it on social media. Don't forget to check out my other channels, CM Coleman Home, CM Coleman Daily, and CM Coleman Games. Once again, I'm CM Coleman, and make yourself at home.